Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and today I'm going to do something a little out of the ordinary. I'm going to play a game with Stratomatic Baseball from the 1992 season, which I started a long time ago and haven't played in a long time. And this particular game is going to be Sunday, April 12th, 1992. It'll be, you can look here, uh, the Red Sox with Roger Clemens on the mound against Cleveland with Scott Scudder. These are all as played lineups. And it really, I mean, it's a little weird. I've got this big monitor, but everything is in the small central space. So that's one reason why I really don't play this as much anymore. Now it's going to ask me. I played 10,000 games with this, but I haven't in a long time. So I'm going to choose to play against the computer controlling Cleveland, and here are the lineups. And we go right into play ball here. It's a nice day. It means that there won't be any wind blowing in or out. So far in this replay, the Red Sox are 1-3, the Indians are 3-2. You get a lot of nice stats here, but again, it's kind of aesthetically not so hot. You know, I've played many games with this, but I guess I just kind of reached a point where I didn't want to have to deal with it. But anyway, these are nice. This is nice information. You've got the records of the previous game, which was on Saturday. Cleveland won 8-2. You've got the winners, the losers, and then you can see it's the whole three-game series here. This is the third game, and it looks like Roger Clemens has pitched one game and he struck out 10, and it was a shutout. Scudder has not pitched yet. Here you can see how things will be in terms of ballpark effects, and you've got a 5-game hitting streak for Mark Whitten. And the hot players, Carlos Baraga hitting 385 over here for Boston, and you've got Ellis Burks hitting 375. It's very early in the season. Poor Mike Greenwell's been up 12 times, hasn't got a hit. But anyway, let's get into the game. And if I remember correctly, I click this, and here we go. And I guess one reason why I don't play this as much is that every team, both for day and night games, you have to kind of go through a complicated process of getting the an acceptable background, and then you've got to move all these players around because all these backgrounds are different. There's nothing uniform about them. So, and it's not a drag, you know, click and drag. It's, you got to enter this little X and Y formula, and it's trial and error, and it just totally wears me out. But anyway, on with the game. Wade Boggs is going to lead off. Over here you can see this is the batter card, and this is the pitcher card, and Scudder can throw 105 pitches. He's a right-hander, and it looks like he's a 2L. I can't remember if that if that is good or bad for the right-handed pitcher. But anyway, I used to know everything about this perfectly. So let's just venture forth, and we start. Uh-oh, I don't have the sound turned off. That's not good. Let me see if I can do that. Or this may be a venture. Yeah, this is the only sound the sound is not so hot in this, and I don't. The play-by-play is really not believable. And I could never finish a season if I had to do detailed play-by-play. So I like to see the outcomes, because that's really the whole interesting thing about Stratomatic is that see what the cards do, and again you can see this is really aesthetically, you know, not again it looks like it did in 1992 because I had these computer games since they first came out. I know they've done one major big upgrade, which they haven't done really to the other sports that they do, and then of course you have to pay for a brand new game every year, unless you don't want to play the new seasons that come out. Anyway, enough moaning. So one out, and now we could possibly have a single, and we do. As you can see, this is the action deck, the split deck, and I go back way to the days when I did all this manually and I had to draw these cards. But it was a 7, and he needed a 1 through 12 to get a hit. So we have a runner on first. He's got a 75% chance of being held. And there's going to be a base hit against Scudder, plant tier. And they put up a stop sign, the third base coach, so he doesn't go any farther. And here's Ellis Burks, who's hitting. And I put in these white backgrounds here because I had to go like through this complicated thing with Paint, Microsoft Paint, and put in these white stripes because they have, you can see over here for the walks, they have red red color for these fonts, and against a black background, it's really difficult to see. And I put this white background up here so that because these are kind of the most important things probably in terms of the matchups. And it was really impossible to see what they were until I put this white background up. And I also put the white background here so I could, you know, because this is red, all this red stuff. And there's no way to, you can change some of these colors. I've changed some of these colors, like I don't think they were yellow here. They were like pale blue or like this walk here, but against the black, it just didn't show up very well. So I changed the colors. But you know, it's a lot of work. And here's Ellis Burks. Ellis Burks is going to strike out, and that was on the batter. Again, you've got, it's a 50-50 game. I've got all the player photos and everything, so there's a tremendous amount of community support for all these things. So that's a nice thing about the game. And you do get kind of infinite amount of statistics, so you can click on Boggs and you see all this stuff here about it, what his card looks like against left-handed pitchers, against right-handed pitchers, all this stuff. And then if you're in the stats part, it's just I mean, it's really a massive amount of statistics. Not necessarily easy to access, but it's all there. Okay, it looks like Boggs. That was not Boggs. I had kind of messed up by clicking on Boggs. That was Burleson, or that was, well, I can't remember. That was Burks. Okay, now we are heading to the bottom of the first. Alex Cole is up, and so Clemens can throw 122 pitches. You can see, I see here's the pitch count. It's not easy to see. It just depends on kind of what the light is like in the room here where I am, but you can see it down here. I just don't know why they don't make this white, or why they don't make this yellow, or have if they could put a white background rather than a black background. But this has been the case for like 20 years, and I've mentioned it, but to no avail. Okay, here is Cole. Cole is on now. If I press a 1 on the keyboard, you can do this with the mouse too, but it's easier with the keyboard. He's got an 85% chance of getting a good jump. So I press 1, and now it says he has a 39% chance to get the lead, and a good lead off, and then he'll have a great chance of stealing. So we'll click attempted steal, but he can't get the lead. So and now that reduces his save chance down to 1 through 11 or 55%. So I'm not going to do it. Okay, Glenn Allen Hill is up, and he's going to hit in a double play when it's ground ball third base A. That means double play. Okay, Carlos Baraga, and he, I can't remember if this means what he's currently batting or what he did. Yeah, this is what he did in real life, 312, but he's actually hitting 353 in 17 at bats, so very small sample size. Here, he's going to probably get a base hit. Yeah, wow. He had to get a 1 through 15, and he got a 15, so he's on now. I'm controlling Cleveland. I guess yeah, so I can do the steal. So he's being held 85. He has a very poor chance of getting a lead. He's only got an 8% chance, you can see here, but if I try, maybe if there's a slim chance he'll run, but if he does, he'll be safe. He can't get the lead, so I don't attempt. Albert Bell is up. He hit, I think, 34 home runs in 1992. There's one away. You can look here to see what the double play percentage is, and this is, I guess I would say this is probably slightly higher than average, but pretty close to average. And like there's a double, and then I guess that says triple, but it's like fuchsia or something, magenta, I don't know. But the 0, he's not going to hit a triple. But again, I just wish that there was some way to see these things. And this is going to be a fielding situation where they're going to check Reed's ability to catch the ball. He's got a 30% chance to make a great play, but 20% chance for an error. His range is rated 3 or 2. I don't know why they have 3 here. Jody Reed. But anyway, maybe it's because he's covering second base in case of a steal. That could have been some kind of a factor. But anyway, he grounds out, and that ends the inning. Okay, now Herm Willingham is up against Scott Scudder. Scott threw 19 pitches in the last inning. All these details are really nice. Here's a tough play for Felix Fermin, and he is rated 2, so he's got a chance to make a great play, and he does. You can see how all this plays out with, they call it the X chart, but that really is kind of boring, and I'd rather just see what the outcome is, and then if I have some kind of question, I guess I could go back and look. Okay, Tim Naring is up, and he pops out to the shortstop. I'm really confident about my ability to pronounce these names because this is kind of in my wheelhouse of when I was a fanatic everyday baseball follower, and I'm more now lost in the decades of baseball before I was even born. But here is Tony Pena, and Tony is probably going to get a single. Yeah, it was a 1 through 16. He got a 9 on the split deck, so he's on first. And I can press the 1 key here. He only has a 65% chance of successfully stealing. Not a very good chance of getting a lead, and then he could even be thrown out. So I'm just going to forget about that. 2 down. I don't have to worry about a double play. Scott Cooper is up, and he might. Oh, he just right on the line. He had to get 1 to 8. He got an 8, and they're going to keep Pena at second. Again, I'm not controlling Boston. So the third base coach for Boston held Pena up. Wade Boggs. Now Wade, I wonder if this. I don't think they tell the age here. Unfortunately, you could do this thing where you could see his web page, but you have to like individually enter all the information, and of course you have to do that for every player. So it's really not something I do. But Wade, at this point, I think this is right before he got traded to the Yankees, and he only hit 259. And Wade's going to strike out against Scudder. Clemens now, he didn't strike anybody out in that first inning, and he gave up 2 hits. This is what he really did, and then the yellow, that's the kind of the white, or whatever you want to call it, light blue, white. And then yellow is what he's done so far in the short season. He's only pitched 10 innings, and the bottom one is what he's doing in the current game. So here's Paul Sorrento, and Paul is going to ground out to Jody Reed. We've got 1 out. Here's Sandy Alomar, and Sandy is going to hit a ground out to the shortstop. And Stratomatic has a lot of options that you can add, which it will kind of change the stats a little bit to make it even more realistic, which is fine with me. So it's not, the way I have it set up, it's not a direct port of the board game, but that's fine as far as I'm concerned. I'm not quite, so it will kind of distribute where the ball is hit and things like that, and try to help make the stats a little more realistic. They have a thing where it says if people are overperforming, they'll throttle them down, I guess, but it's kind of under the hood. You don't really know how it's doing that. Okay, we're at the top of the 3rd, no score, and Jody Reed leads off. Jody, this is a nice thing here. You can see what they did in the last at bat and who they were batting against. He did get a base hit, so now this is on the pitcher's card, Scudder's card, so he walks them. Now I don't have any control over the base runner, so I'm not going to worry about that. Phil Plantier is up, and you can see the stuff down here. The C, I believe, has to do with if he's trying to sacrifice. The D is how he's ranked for hit and runs, and the N, you can get N or W. N means normal, W means weak, and so that if you have a pitcher that gives up a lot of home runs, and a guy only hit 1 home run, it will disallow some calls for a home run to keep it realistic. Okay, here's Plantier. Oh, they're going to send him. Now I only have a 25% chance of throwing him out, but I'm going to throw, so I press T, and he's safe. In fact, there could be an error, because there was a slight chance for an error, but oh, there's a wild pitch. That kind of just suddenly happens under the hood. But anyway, now I've got no out and a runner on 3rd. And you see, I could fiddle with this. I don't know if this is really the right place to have a runner on 3rd, but I try to make it symmetrical so that, if a runner's on 3rd and 1st, they both are kind of a symmetrical distance from the grass, so that it, kind of looks okay. Plantier is still up after that wild pitch, and he strikes out. Well, that's good. Scudder struck him out. Scudder was 6-10 with a 5.28 ERA, so I'm not expecting a stellar performance from him. I don't know if I can see what his batting average against numbers are. You can see all the ground ball double play stuff, and but I don't know if there's the batting average against. There's the ERA, hits allowed. You can see the WAR, which is a nice thing. So I mean, it's a great statistical thing. But again, it's kind of a time machine. It puts you back in 1992, season of 1992, and this is what the game looked like in 1992. Kind of. They did do that again, like I said, that big upgrade. Okay, this is going to be a ground out, which will score a run, because it had a C after it, and that means the runners advance. I've got it set up so it just goes to the next batter, but I think that's okay. Tom Bernansky is up, hit 266 in 1992, and he's going to strike out. So Scudder gives up 1 run. Here's Brooks Jacoby, or Brook. It's Brooks Shield, I guess, who actually, I'm actually a theater person, and Brooke Shield was just named the president of Actors Equity in New York. I saw in the New York Times yesterday. But anyway, I digress. Here's Brooke Jacoby, and Brooke is going to ground out to the pitcher, Clemens. Clemens has got to hold up that one-run lead. There's a fly out to right. This game can go really fast. That is one nice thing. You do get all this detail, and you get all this statistics recorded in infinite depth and detail. And the games, you can play a game in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you're just booking through. So if you're doing a season replay, this is a nice way to go. Although right now I play all my games on replay baseball. But here's Alex Cole. With 2 out, Alex walks. So Clemens has struck out 1, walked 1. Cole will probably try to steal. No, he's not. And there is a ground out. Now we're at the top of the 4th, and you can see here this best column thing. So you can it's 6 and 2. So the column that favors the hitter would be column 2, and you can see that's true. Or column 6, and that's the weakest column. I guess the computer instantly analyzes it, and you can see the dice here that get rolled to come up with all of these things. I have played it so long that I don't even pay attention to that, and I'm not one of those people that loves to roll the dice. I do like this. This is a direct port in terms of the actual outcomes, which I do like. I don't really like it where it's a mystery, you know, oh, there's a hit, there's a walk, I have no idea why that happened. Something happened in the underneath, out of sight. But here's Herm Winningham, and the balance here means that he is a right-handed hitter, or he's a left-handed batter, and that gives him an advantage of 4. I mean, this is kind of an abstraction. Of 4 against a right-handed pitcher. So he's a lefty. It's lefty-righty matchup. It's a 4, but Scudder has the ability. He's a right-handed pitcher, but he has the ability to decrease the effectiveness of a left-handed hitter by 2. So you see the net result is a +2. So Winningham still has an advantage because of the righty-lefty split, but Scudder, a right-handed pitcher, is more effective against the left-handed batters. And that's one really great thing about Strat, is that they really do have the righty-lefty matchups presented in great detail, and they really do that phenomenally. Okay, here is going to be a base hit with no out. Now we'll see if they're going to send Winningham. They're going to. And again, I have an opportunity to throw him out if I get a 25% chance. So I think I pressed T. I think there's, yeah, he's out. Wow, I got him. There was a 20 on the split deck. Again, if you were playing the board game, you'd be shuffling and drawing these cards. And the cards are 1 through 20, so he got the worst outcome you could possibly get. So there's 1 down. Tim Naring is up, hit .231. In 1992, and this is going to be a fielding result based on the X chart, as they call it. Scudder is a 3, which is, I guess, average, and he has a 0 possibility for an error, so he grounds out. Nice play by Cutter. I guess nice play means that if you looked at all these charts, you'd see that it rated high. But anyway, Scudder is at 60 pitches, and he supposedly can do 105. You can't quite tell. There's this thing where you can look and see if they're getting, you can visit the mound, and then you can find out how he's doing. But you only can do that, I think, once or twice per inning, so no. But when your team is at bat, you can you can find out how the pitcher is doing, and there's a certain kind of a abstraction methodology for that, which I'll show you if that comes up. Tony Pena is going to walk. So Scudder's having some trouble, although he has struck out 5. Scott Cooper, the third baseman, batting 9th. And this could be, no, it's not. A 1 through 8 on the split deck, it would have been, now it's a line out. And I don't know, is that a double play? I can't remember whether there were 2 out or not. But anyway, we're up. The team I'm controlling, Cleveland. We're playing at Municipal Stadium. And you can see here, it's an average day. Left-hand hitters have a 50% chance of getting a single if it comes up, and a little better than average for a home run. And right-handed batters, we've got, what do we have? Well, we have a switch hitter, so Baraga's hitting left. So I guess, yeah, so again, so left-handed hitter, this left means hitter, and you can see here it's 1 through 10, and down here it's 1 through 10, and the home run is 1 through 13, so that's how that's reflected. So this is all wonderful that it does all this for you. But again, it just kills me to have to move all these fielders around in setting up the season. Now maybe if you go, like if you replay an entire season, then go the next year, and they're at the same ballpark, you don't have to go through all this, but man, that just wears me out. And now here's Baraga. Baraga gets a base hit against Clemens, and we're going to try to have him steal. We'll see. He has a very minuscule chance of getting a good lead, but we'll see if he does. He can't get the lead, so he's not going to go. Albert Bell is up. Albert's got that 12% chance for double play. He did ground out last time. We'll see what he does here. It's not a good number for him, but he gets a 4 on the split deck, and he could get between a 1 and an 8. Now I've got a decision if I want to send Baraga to third. Now some games like Diamond Mine, you have to kind of know what's going on because they don't give you a percentage. The percentage seems a little artificial, but you know, you get used to it and it's fine. And then, like replay baseball, they have an automated base coach that handles this, which is fine with me because it handles the stealing too, which I'm fine with. But anyway, he's got a 14% chance of being safe at third, and I think I'm going to send him because we're down by 1 run, and the throw is not. Wow, Clark. So they're waving him to third. They're going to cut off the throw and hold Bell at first. Okay, so they didn't even try to get him out. Okay, Bell is at first. He's got a little better chance of stealing. Let's see if. Yeah, we're going to have him attempt to steal second. We'll see what happens here. Can't get the lead. Okay, but now we've got Sorrento up. Sorrento has grounded out. He's got a 9.3 chance of hitting into a double play, and I guess they're not going to play the infield in, so we want to kind of tie the score up. So let's see what Sorrento can do. It's not a good column for him. He strikes out. His best columns were 3 and 4. Okay, here's Sandy Alomar now with 1 out. Sandy has a greater chance of getting a double play than Sorrento had, but he's still, I think, a little below average. But Sandy is a good hitter against right-handed pitchers. A little, you know, he's not great, but he's a little better than being neutral. So he's got a little bit of an advantage here, but we really need to score this run. They have the corners in. They think that maybe he'll bunt, and he is only a C average. It's like A, B, C, D. And here's that thing about the week. So Sandy hit 2 home runs, and he had 300 at bats, hit 2 home runs. So this will prevent him from getting a home run, I believe, off the pitcher's card. That's how that works. Okay, Sandy Alomar, what will he do? Good number. Oh, but it's a sacrifice fly. He just missed getting a double. They drew a 10 here on the split deck, and he needed an 8, but it was good for a sacrifice fly, so that's tied up the score. Here's Mark Witten. There was something about Witten. I can't remember if he gets hit by a lot of pitches or what, but he's a good outfielder, I believe. I believe he's got a tremendous arm. But anyway, here we go. Bell, because he couldn't get a jump, that reduced his ability. In fact, he can't. I don't think he can even steal if he wanted to. I'm afraid. Yeah, he would only have a safe chance. He would go. He would run, but he would probably out. Okay, here's Witten. Bad number, strikeout. So we go to, well, Wade Boggs. Okay, we went right into this. Yeah, here's what I was remembering about Witten. He has a -5 arm, which is as good as you can get. Okay, so Boggs flies out to the left fielder. Here's Jody Reed, who has singled and walked. Scudder is up to 74 pitches, and this is going to be a tough play for Furman, but he's a really good fielder, and he grounds out. It's a highlight. So this, if you would have done the X chart, shown how the X chart arrived at its conclusion, its result, you'd see that only the very best shortstops could have made that play. So it's called a highlight film, and they have a really good box score. I don't remember. I think it's, where is the box? I guess you click up here. Yeah, you click up here. And then, I don't know if they'll do it yet, but yeah, here they say Webb, Gems, top of the 5th, Furman, Rob, Jody Reed of a base hit. So you get all this good stuff. It's really wonderful. Okay, Plantier is up against Scudder, and tough play for Cole. Cole is not a good center fielder. This could be trouble. And it's a 1-base error for Cole, but Plantier stays at first. Okay, here's Ellis Burks, and Ellis is going to probably get a hit. Yeah, he is. And that was a ballpark effect, so he had to get 1 through 16. He was a right-handed hitter. Okay, here is Bernansky, a right-handed hitter, and ooh boy, that was one of his good numbers. He got his pitch. I don't know if you could quickly see over here. It said he got his pitch, but he struck out. So now we are at the top of the 5th, and I can look here now. I can't remember what the number is to look at your lineup. Maybe it's up here, the home team. And yeah, so there's a hotkey that you could click just to look at this, but you can see Scudder has thrown 86 pitches, and as long as this is a 9, it means he's at full strength. If the minute it comes off 9, you have to think about relieving him, and it can get worse. It can get all the way down to 1, and then it's terrible. But right now he's doing fine, but it's only he's only thrown 4 innings, so he's not going to make it through the whole game. Okay, here's a tough play for Clemens, but he makes a great play against Jacoby. Felix Furman, tough play out there for Burks. Burks is not, he's below average, but he makes a nice catch. And it's a 1-1 tie game. You can see they have this thing here. This is supposed to be who's got the best chance of winning at this current moment. But it changes all the time, so I really don't know what the purpose of that is. Because you can look at the scoreboard too and see, okay, it's tie score. Cleveland's the home team. They have a slight advantage. Cole is up. Tough play out there for Plantier, and he's not very good. He can't get to it. So that's a base hit for Alex Cole. I think he's fast, yeah. We'll see if Cole can run. He has a good chance. He's going to try to steal. He's running, and he's in at second with a stolen base. Now here's a clutch situation. and that changes how everybody does based on all these players have clutch ratings. So I don't know if it's reflected here or not. I think it is. So that changes Glenn Allen Hill's. It says he's a 236 hitter. In real life, he is a 241 hitter. So it reduces his ability a little bit. But it's a clutch situation, 2 out. Cole, if he gets a base hit, Cole's going to score, but it's a bad column for him. He strikes out. Okay, we go to the top of the 6th. Got to keep an eye on Scudder because he's got 86 pitches. Here's Winningham, 1 for 2, and that's a good number, a column for him. You can see over here, if you look down here when I do this, it'll say, right now it's the 2 column and the 6 column. It's always a 6 column for Scudder. That's his worst column. But the 2 column is the best for Naring. So if they get a 2 or a 6 column roll, you'll say, he got his pitch. He didn't get his pitch. He struck out. Okay, here's Pena at the bottom of the order. He is 1 for 1, but he grounds out to the shortstop. So we're going to look at Scudder. I thought that if I double click that I could see it. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's up here that I got to click. No, it's not where I want to click. I want to click here maybe. No, that shows me what the stadium is like. I thought if I, yeah, here. Well, no. I guess maybe visiting lineup. No. Somewhere up here. Oh, here's the home team. It's the home team. Yeah, he's still a 9. He has thrown 95 pitches, so he's getting near the end of the line for his pitching today. Barraga is up. Barraga, 2 base hits, and Cleveland only has 5 hits, so that could be a hit. It was. He needed a 1 through 10, and he got a 10, and that's a ballpark effect. The hitter, it's a park where he was able to get a hit. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I can see what he normally would be without the ballpark effect. I think, I can't remember what the roll was, but it may have been, no, I don't know. Okay, Albert Bell, well, let's see if Barraga can steal. He probably isn't going to be able to get a jump. No, he can't get the lead. So here's Albert Bell. Albert Bell, not a good, well, this is going to be a tough play for Reed. Reed is good. They just get a force play. So we still have a runner on first with 1 out. Here's Paul Sorrento. Sorrento is hitless, but maybe, no, he would have had to get a 1 through 10, and he got a 20. So 2 down now. Here's Sandy Alomar. Sandy Alomar, this is good. If he gets, no, he needed a 1 through 10 again. Ballpark effect. I don't know if it's a ballpark effect, but it was a split number, and he got a bad draw. So we're into the late innings. Scudder, this is probably going to be his last inning. I don't even know if he'll get through the inning. Here's Cooper. Cooper walks. So that was the weakest column, and it's going to be the weakest column for Boggs in terms of the pitcher being weak. Boggs has not yet gotten a hit, but we're getting to the point where Scudder, he now has 101 pitches. In fact, I think it would be a good idea to see how he's doing. We're going to visit the mound, and he's okay, no fatigue. Can't get the lead, and, oh, but he's walked 2 in a row, so we're going to bring in another pitcher, and I'm going to go to the home lineup, and here are the relief pitchers. Now there's all this kind of, all these symbols, and if they have an F here, it stands for fatigue, so these pitchers have been overused, I guess. And if they have these little things like an asterisk or this hash mark or this slash, that means that they are starting pitchers coming up down the line. Now, the Red Sox have kind of an even spread. They're going to have right, left, right, right. So I'm really looking for a relief pitcher that's kind of even, but they're pretty extreme, like this Arnsberg guy. He's a killer against right-handers, but left-handers are going to hit him. Let's see what Olin is like. He's good. And we will bring him in now. I hope I can remember how to do this. I think if I go like that, yeah, okay. So Olin is in, and he is good against right-handers, but he's terrible against left-handers. They were all terrible against left-handers. So Reed is going to be at a great disadvantage, but then Plantier is going to come up with a great advantage against the pitcher. We've got one out. Oh, and they're going to bring in a pinch hitter, Mo Vaughn. Nothing I can do now. Gonna have to just go up against him. And it might be, no, he just barely escapes. It had to be a 1 through 6, and it was a 7. So, I don't know, do I have a better, do I have any left-handed pitchers? All these guys say that they're fatigued. Bell is a starter. Cook is fatigued. He's going to be starting. He must have just pitched. Lilliquist is fatigued, so I guess I'm stuck here. I don't really have... Plantier is great against hitting the right-handed pitchers. So here we go. One out, and he doesn't hit into double plays very much. Okay, there's a base hit. That's kind of what I worried about. They're going to keep the runner at second. Now we've got a right-handed hitter at least, so we're down by 1. Olin can go for 23 or 28 pitches. This is a double play. Okay, he hit Burks, grounds into a double play. Here's the 7th inning stretch. They make some defensive changes because I guess of the pinch hitter to get the righty-lefty matchup the way they wanted it. And we'll look and see. Olin is doing fine. He's through 7 pitches. He can throw 28, so to speak. Mark Whitten is up. This is his column. Nope, but he can't do it. Grounds out to the first baseman. Okay, here's Brooke Jacoby. This is his column. And he walks. Okay. Now we have one out. We're down by 1. Felix Fermin is up. And he is really good at bunting. So we're going to... there's all these hotkeys, but I can't remember what they are anymore. But it does tell you here. We're going to try to bunt. They don't have the infield in. Yeah, it's a 92% chance of getting successful. He sacrifices to the pitcher. Jacoby is average speed. Now, maybe they'll pitch around Cole. I'm not sure. Cole is really, it's a clutch situation. Cole is just terrible in a clutch situation. So now there's this weird thing you can do where it says compare. Now, you can compare, you can't see all these things so well, but if I wanted to bring in Mark Lewis, he would be a little better than Cole, not much. Kenny Lofton is a lot better. Maybe we'll bring in Lofton to pinch hit. Ortiz, because Lofton can play center. And wow, this guy, I don't know. I want to check. I don't know if he's really. It's probably Lofton, but who is this guy here? I don't know. He's had 7 at-bats. So I don't think I'm going to bring in Dave Rohde. Okay, here we'll bring Lofton in to bat for Cole. This is just drag and drop. Okay, Lofton is a lot better. He's still, Clemens is, he's not, I wonder why his balance is so bad. Anyway, let's see if he can get a hit. He has a bad column, 2 down. It didn't work. Now we're missing a center fielder, so we're going to move. Now Lofton is playing center field, and Olin is pitching. He's got the advantage against Bernansky. tough play for Fermin, but he's really good. He's grounds out. So top of the 8th, and Winningham is up. He's a left-hander. He's got a great advantage against Olin, and he is going to hit a ground ball to Olin, and he is able to make the play, ground out to the pitcher. And now here is Naring. Naring. Oh, he walks. Olin has thrown 22 pitches now. Let's have him throw one more hitter. It's a good column, but it's going to be a foul out to the first baseman. Okay, now Cleveland is up, and you can see here he's 25 pitches thrown out of 28. He's still rated a 9. Glenn Allen Hill is up. Not one of the better years for Glenn Allen Hill, and Clemens is really good. Clemens maybe he'll get tired before this game is over. Oh, that was his good column. Again, for the Cleveland hitters, 2 column and 4 column are their best columns. Okay, Baraga is 3 for 3. He has been hitting Clemens every time he's been up. Will he get another hit? Maybe against Cooper. Nope, Cooper makes the play. Great play by Cooper. 2 down. And now here is Albert Bell. Maybe Albert can knock one out of here. Albert, no, he's going to ground out. It's a bad column for Albert. So we're into the 9th inning now. Maybe we have a closer who can come in. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do home team. Okay, do we have any? We're going to have a left-hander, and a right-hander. Nichols is not a closer. Arnsberg is not a closer. I guess we're kind of stuck with Olin. We hope we can make it through this inning. Okay, here's Cooper. Cooper, ooh, this is a bad column. He hits a double. I'm going to check right away if there's a problem here with Olin. No, he says he's okay. Okay, here's Boggs. I think they're going to get some more insurance runs here. But no, Boggs has a bad number. It's out to the center fielder. Okay, 1 down, and Rivera is a right-handed hitter. I guess they put Rivera in when they pinch hit or something. I don't know, maybe they did it defensively, but he's not a good offensive player. His best columns are 1, which is not a very good column, and 3, which is not a very good column, so I think he's going to... yeah, he strikes out. Okay, now we've got Plantier. I think we're going to walk Plantier, because I don't know, for some reason, well, he's left-handed, I guess that's it. Okay, so we're going to walk him. Now, Olin, 37 pitches. This could come back to bite the Cleveland Indians. So this is a really big moment here in the game. You can see Olin, he's a sidearm pitcher. Okay, the best columns are 3, which it's a clutch situation. I guess he doesn't do well in the clutch. A lot of these are outs because of the clutch. 3 and 6. Will it be a 3 or a 6? It is a 2. Okay, good, he struck out. So, we're at the bottom of the 9th. We're down by 1 run. You can see Boston now has an 81% expectation. I guess this is win expectation. Okay, Clemens thrown 118 pitches. Kind of getting up there in the pitch count. And Sorrento is left-handed. He's got the balance of +7 here. And he is 0 for 3. He has struck out once. Bad column. He strikes out again. Okay. Now we've got Alomar. Best column for Alomar, 3 and 4. He is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly. Good. Well, no bad column. Okay, Mark Whitten. Let me just see if there is somebody who might be... Look at this compare thing. Mark Lewis. He's a little better. I think it's Mark. Here's Ortiz. He's not better than Lewis. And this guy, I can't pronounce his name. He's not no good. And then this weird guy, Rhodey. I think that we'll bring in Mark Lewis. Mark, he's an infielder, so we'll have to deal. We'll deal with any problems we have putting players in the field if we can tie the game. Okay, his best column is a 1, which is a really good column, or a 4, which is a good column. He is he's listed as a -2 on the balance. So here we go. They maybe will pitch around him. I'm not quite sure if this means they're going to or they could, but it's the computer that's deciding. It's in his good column. Oh, and he gets that base hit. Look, it was a 1 through 7, and he got a 2. Okay, Jacoby is up. Lewis, is there anybody that's faster? Lewis is a 13, and I guess I would have to look at this. C. I think if you press C, you get the information here. And in the bench we have for runners, double play hit. Where's their running ability? I guess I have to look at something else here, maybe. Yeah, Cleveland roster ratings here. I can see the ones in blue are still on the bench, and here's the running. Okay, we have a 14. This Rhodey guy can run 14, so let's put him in to run. And Rhodey is going to go in for Lewis. Well, no, I clicked on the wrong. Well, yeah, Lewis right here. Okay, Rhodey is going to go in for Lewis. And Jacoby is up. It's 2 down, bottom of the 9th. Best column for Jacoby is 3 or 4, and they're pretty good. If you get a 3 or 4 column, and it is going to be a 4. There could be a double. It is going to be a double. It's a 4, and he has a great chance of scoring. He will score unless they miraculously throw him out. Here comes Rhodey. Give him the green light. Throws coming home. We're not going to send the runner. We don't need to. Oh, he just barely got in. He needed a 1 through 18, and they rolled a 17. Now we've got Jacoby on second, tie game, and I think Clemens is wearing out. Fremeen is going to ground out to Clemens. So now we're missing a right fielder. Who can play right field? What does this guy play? He doesn't. He plays third base. I wonder if I can. The problem is I can't look at this. All these ratings up here because I need a right fielder. My Kingdom for a right fielder. I think that's from Shakespeare. I wonder if Jacoby, he can't play outfield, can he? No. What does this guy play? He plays every place, but not outfield. Ortiz is a catcher, and that's it. Do we have any other? Sorrento, can he play? No, he's a first baseman. Who's the first baseman on the blank first base? First baseman is Sorrento. Well, okay, that's all he can play. Baraga. So we're going to have to just put somebody, we're going to put this Rhodey guy out in right field because we don't really have much of a choice. And for me, our pitcher, Olin, is really worn out. Do we have any good? He's got an 11 over 11 ERA, so let's pass on him. Nichols is not bad. We may have to bring him in. We'll see if we can get through the inning. I doubt if we can. 1 and 6 columns are the best. It's a 2. That's not bad. Oh, but see, I think that the computer's manipulating things because it's a 1 through 7. He got a 4. I think that they're saying the dude is worn out. Let's see what they say on the visit the mound. Yeah, I see he's down to 4. That's bad. We got to take him out. So we go to home, we bring in Nichols, and Nichols, he's pitched 4 innings in 1992 so far in this replay, and has a good ERA. So the best columns are 6 and 4. They're both the best columns. So I guess Winningham is not really doing great against Nichols, although he has a +9 on the balance. So we'll see. This could be bad. Nope, a fly out to left. Naring is up. Hit and run is on. Naring is a C, but all that happens is they ground out the second baseman. They move the runner over, so they stayed out of a double play. Here's Tony Pena. Pena is at disadvantage against this right-handed pitcher, and oh, he's going to get a base hit that's going to score Bernansky. So there we go. Top of the 10th, and we're down by 1. Okay, Scott Cooper gets a base hit, but it's an infield hit. Well, it's all going bad now. Here's Boggs. He's going to make it out. Ground out to the second baseman. So we go to the bottom of the 10th against Clemens, who's way overworked, throwing 131 pitches. We're at the top of our order. Maybe we can score 2 runs and end this thing in the 10th. Okay, Lofton is up. He's going to get hit, I bet. Yeah, he is. Base hit. He can steal. Okay, Kenny. We're going to attempt to steal. He can't get the lead, and he's just not good enough to just go anyway. Okay, Glenn Allen Hill. He's terrible at bunting. He could hit into a... I just have to see what he can do here. Maybe they're double play, but he can't hit and run, and he can't bunt. This is going to be a strikeout. Okay, well, he's going to get it out. That's maybe the best thing. Baraga is great at bunting, and Lofton is really fast, but I think we got to try to move him. I don't think we can waste an out, especially he's our best hitter of the game, 3 for 4. Okay, Baraga, Carlos, roll the dice, literally. Okay, fly out to center. Okay, Albert Bell. I guess if there's one guy you want up with 2 out in the bottom of the 10th, trailing by 1, it's Albert Bell. Lofton can fly. Come on, drive it to the wall, and we're going to have a tie game. Hit it over the wall, and we will win. Albert Bell. Oh, it's a good column. He hits a home run. Albert Bell, star power. He beats Clemens. They left Clemens in through 146 pitches, and Albert Bell wins it dramatically in the bottom of the 10th. Let's look at the box score, and there'll be like a little statement here. The score of Cleveland Indians and Boston Red Sox locked up in an exciting 1-run game at Municipal Stadium. The score was tied 2 after 9. Cleveland ended up winning it in the 10th. Kenny Lofton led off, and key to rally when he delivered a base hit. Then, 1 out later, right after Glenn Allen Hill struck out, Albert Bell then cleared the fences with a 2-run home run, giving Cleveland the victory as 31,967 happy fans celebrated. Well, I guess in my infrequent foray into Stratomatic these days, that's about as exciting a game as you can get. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a like if you like this. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I thank you for spending your 4th of July with me. Happy 4th of July, everybody.